Hi guys, it's Adam at Fluffy Feather Farm, and today we're gonna give you an update on the bees. Yay! So the first thing we wanna do is calm everybody down.
Yes.
Because it is hot. You probably can't tell from the video, but it's a little warm out today. It is thankfully cloudy at the moment, so we're gonna try and do this while it's still cloudy. But both Micheline and I are sweating our bee suits off. And Mike, we got Mike a bee suit when he records. Here, look, see?
He's so safe.
We want to be safe.
We want to be safe. We don't want to be sweating at all.
Yeah, we want to be doing this before the sun comes back out. Okay,
that's right.
All right. So what we're gonna do first is we are going to calm down the bees, and we're gonna do that by smoking them with our patented espresso maker. So this here,
you finally get to use it.
I know, I finally get to use the it's not really an espresso maker, but what it is a bee smoker. Yeah. So when you're watching this, you know, like on other videos of people, I'm assuming there's some special bee medicine in here, chemical, that is like numbing the bees, and they're just like bee relaxer. And no, it's really just smoke. We're just creating smoke. So what we put in here is pine needles. So we're gonna light the pine needles, and the only thing we have to do is get the smoke around the bees, because that gives the bees the instinct that the hive is on fire. So what they do is they automatically go into the hive to try and protect everything, right? Am I saying this right?
Yes, and they engorge and
they start eating all the honey, and they start they're like, it's like if your house was on fire and you're running around trying to gather everything so that you can leave and get everything safe. The same thing with the bees. So they all go into the hive, and they're all eating all of the honey and all of the honey. What else? Nectar, all the stuff that's in the hive.
Whatever.
And it makes them kind of calm down and go into the hive, so they're not flying around all over the place. So that's what the purpose of the smoking is. We're gonna light this.
Or another way of describing it would be like as if they were eating like a huge turkey dinner. They're not eating a turkey dinner, they're eating a honey dinner. And you get really tired after eating a big meal. That's exactly what happens with the bees. They get really calm after they engorge on all that honey. And it makes them easier to work with. This is the time of year where they are absolutely pretty active, and they don't want you going in there too often, so we try not to bother them too much, but we certainly still have to check on them.
So let's light this. So we're gonna use our lighting stick, and Micheline and I both couldn't decide what it was called. So the fire stick, and then as soon as we kind of get it going, we're gonna close it up here.
Yep, that's good.
And as we squeeze it, you can see here that the smoke's starting to come out, and we're just gonna smoke all around both of the hives. So these are Italian bees, direct from Italy. That's not true, these are from California, but they're called Italians. Okay, so we're gonna kind of, is that enough smoke?
Yep.
Okay.
And then we'll just kind of leave it here to kind of.
Are we not gonna do the
not
Cornea
right
ones
now
right away?
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna put this to the side in a non-flammable area. Up over here in the middle of the grass. And so we have our two hive bodies on. The bottom one is the brood chamber. The top one is basically the bees' honey. So this is the hive right here. What we're gonna add today is supers on top. This is a queen excluder, and these holes in here are big enough for the bees to get through, but not the queen to get through. So what it will do is it'll keep the queen on the bottom two layers, where she can continue to lay eggs and hatch new bees, and this is their home. Now the top part here that we're gonna add on is called the super, and this is where our honey is gonna be. So we're gonna put it right on top here. Got it?
Got it.
Okay.
Looks good.
So now the drones and the worker bees can still access this area, and they can put honey up here. And then the bottom is the only area where the queen can get to. So eggs and house, and this is like their extra area to store any extra honey. This is stuff that they don't necessarily need so that the hive can function. This is all extra. And the more of these we put on, the more of them that they will fill. So we're gonna start with one. When this one gets to be about, what, 80, 90% full, then we'll put another one on, another one, until the end of the season. And then at the end of the season, we'll take all of our supers off, we'll put the top back on, and then the bees will stay in their bottom sections.
These ones right here, the supers would be the ones that we can harvest. So that's gonna be your honey.
Yeah.
We leave this, if the bees need extra, we have extra, but typically this is plenty. It's usually about 100 pounds of honey for them over winter.
Yeah, so they get their, you know, their hibernation type stash right here, and then everything extra on the top here is ours. So we're gonna kind of make these all nice and evenly spaced here.
I actually take one of these out.
Oh, so that's more room.
So that they make really thick combs.
Oh, that's a good idea.
That makes sense, because you're not messing with their stuff.
Why didn't I think of that? So we're removing one. That's a great idea. See, it's a good thing Micheline's here to tell me how to do this. Okay, so we're gonna spread these out and give them extra space on each one. And that probably makes it easier to remove them too, yes. Right? Yeah, in the future. Okay, so then once these are full, we'll add, and we'll just keep adding to this. We're not gonna like take this one off and put a new one on. We're just gonna keep adding and adding and adding, yes. Right? Until the end of the season.
There's different ways to do it, but without being too complicated, we'll just add another one on top.
Okay. So we got everything's evenly spaced here, and then we just put the top back on like normal, right? Okay, this is like easy peasy.
So far so good.
Okay, so we got our Italians, we got the bottoms set. I almost called her mom, not mom. Sorry, mom. The Queen Margarita. She's gonna stay down here. She's gonna continue to lay eggs, and they're gonna continue to make more bees, and they got all their honey. And the top here is Fluffy Feather Farm honey, yay! Okay, so we're put the top on, and then we're gonna do the Carneal ones. There's no chance the Queen's up here, right?
Well, it's always good to check. That's actually a really good, it's kind of fun to watch them anyway.
So cool. Now these are eggs, right?
Nope, these are just extra honey.
Oh, okay.
They like to, like I said, bees do not like space. So anywhere there's space, they like to fill everything.
Oh, that's so cool.
I do not see her anywhere.
Okay, because she would be like significantly bigger.
Yeah, and there's not that many bees on this, so we should be able to see her right away.
Okay.
And I want to show you this. This is like really clean first wax. It's beautiful.
That's so cool.
And you could see over here how it yellows a bit.
Yeah.
And then you'll even see other stuff that's really, really dark. It's almost black or brown. So you'll see different kinds.
Huh.
But it's all good. It's all good wax. But this is my favorite. It's so pretty.
That's so cool. Okay, let's get these guys closed back up here.
Okay.
So we're gonna leave our hole in the front. Get everybody set. And then we'll get our top back on. Okay. Hi guys. All right, honey making time. Yeah. How did we know that now is the time to do this?
So we usually try to do weekly bee checks, and what that entails is us going into there, sometimes pulling out frames to check the brood patterns to make sure everyone's doing well, and sometimes it's to see how far out they've built out all of their wax and their comb. If they have built out in their second box up to 80 to 90%, they're ready for the next level. So again.
So if we didn't put this on, what would happen is they would feel crowded.
Yes.
And they would potentially leave.
Yes.
Okay. So we are continuing to make this bigger so that they can grow their colony, so that they don't leave us and go find a bigger hive somewhere else that they want to live in. I mean, why would they would want to leave here? I have no idea.
I have no idea why they would want to leave Fluffy Feather Farm.
I mean, this is important to keep growing this as the hive grows, because otherwise they'll get stressed out.
Yes, yeah. And what we also have to make note is swarming when they leave and exit the hive. That is absolutely a natural occurrence. It happens every year to every beekeeper. They swarm and exit. They'll take half of their bees along with the queen, and a lot of times what they do is they'll leave that half in there to raise another queen. And the queen, the original queen, flies out in a swarm somewhere else to make a new home.
So they will leave in a large amount at some point, but hopefully enough stay, raise a new queen, and we have them for next year.
Yes.
If not, then we would have to get a whole nother set of bees for next year,
yes.
Which is okay also. Yeah. But the nice thing is that even if we have to get a new set of bees for next year, the infrastructure that was built this first year that we did this will still exist in here. So there will still be honeycomb, there will still be honey, there'll be nectar that will stay over winter, so that we will escalate this process next year, because like at home, you are probably not putting your first super on right now.
Right.
You probably have what?
I have 3.
3 on.
Yeah.
So your process started 2 or 3 weeks before ours did, because we had to build out that infrastructure.
You had to start from scratch one. So
totally
everything
makes sense.
was having to be built out.
Hi.
See how much darker these guys are?
Yeah. Look at that.
That's impressive.
The drones don't have stingers, right?
No, they don't have stingers.
So this is a drone. Come here.
And you can see how big his eyes and just how in general he's big.
So this is a drone. I don't know why I didn't think he would fly away. I was like, oh, he'll climb on my hand. That will obviously work because he doesn't have wings. All right, but yeah, so these are all workers here, worker. And then the drones are like this one here is a drone, because it's so much, like look at how much bigger and darker and the giant eyes. So let's take one of these out and kind of just see
so it's
how
hard,
cool this is.
It's hard for you to see this, but...
I need to scratch my nose. How am I going to do that?
Can you go like this? Can you go like this?
Oh, yeah.
I can just pop you in the face.
That's not... How is that helpful? How is that helpful?
It was enjoyable.
All right. Okay.
Michelin, I'm glad you're enjoying this.
I am.
So let's take one of these frames out. Okay, so see how the honeycomb here is almost like connecting the frames. So that's how Michelin is able to kind of tell that this is pretty well built out at this point. So, we'll try and take one out.
Yeah, the bee glue, the propolis as they call it, is really sticky. So I first have to kind of loosen that up. But I can't wait to pull this out because this is going to be so fun.
It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be so fun.
Okay. Be ready to be prepared to be amazed.
I'm going to have you take this out all by yourself.
Okay, ready? Here we go. So this is our, oh my God, I thought it was stuck. It's not stuck, it's heavy. This probably is like, this is like 10 pounds.
Turn it around, let's see both sides. You'll see how beautiful.
Look at that.
You can see it dripping honey. Now they do have a little bit of, they did like a little bit of dronage here, but the majority of this stuff is honey. This is so beautiful.
Look at that, it's all built out. Look at how pretty. So cool. It's amazing that these little tiny creatures can create this like intricate web of amazingness.
Drones bigger on this
oh yeah,
one,
here you see them, Michael.
Like
so here, that's a drone. The bigger guys, that's a drone, and then the little ones are all the workers. And then the queen might be in here somewhere, right?
So we're always careful. And it would be awesome to see her, but you can't always, I don't like to mess around with them too much.
Oh, wow.
It's just heavy.
Okay, so we're gonna stop messing with them. We're gonna put them back.
Yep. But these are absolutely built out and ready to go to the next level. So that's what we mean by building them out 70, 80%. They're way ready for a super.
Guys, here it comes. Okay. So we're gonna do the same thing we did on the Italians. We're gonna put the queen excluder in, and then we're gonna put the top back on after we put the super on.
I'm just looking to make sure that the queen's not on here, but I'm also just looking to see their disposition, see what kind of mood they're in today. And the smoke has done its job because they're not nearly as finicky and feisty.
Okay, so we're gonna put the queen excluder on.
Yep, you got it.
This guy here. So the queen's now stuck on the bottom here. And then we'll put the super on. And I already removed one of the frames here. So I'm gonna spread these out just like we did the Italians.
Oh, I'm so excited for you guys. It's been a really good year for bees. Well, for you guys for sure.
Well, it's been a little cooler too, and there's been plenty of water, and we got the garden right behind us. You see like how close we are to the garden? So like all back here, we've got all our flowers, we have all our pumpkin plants, we have all Mike's tomatoes, and we just have tons and tons of stuff available for them. And we have some wildflowers way over there. And there's stuff all around us. Like we're surrounded by cornfields and wheat fields and soybean fields, and so there is like tons of food available. But these bees seem pretty happy. I mean, most of them look like they're smiling to me. So,
well, then you know for sure they're
I mean, yeah, obviously. Okay, so now what we will be doing is we're still gonna do weekly checks. We'll check the supers, we'll see how full they are. When they get to be 80 and 90% full, then we'll add another one, all the way up until the end of the season, which the season ends when, Micheline?
So it depends on where you live, but here I usually try to button up the bees around Thanksgiving. We try to spin somewhere at the end of August is when I usually try to do some honey spinning. So in the next couple weeks, let's see what they do with the boxes. Crossing our fingers, Fluffy Feather Farm will have hopefully some fresh honey coming soon.
That's awesome. Okay, so for now we have this set. We're gonna keep putting supers on here. And then the next time we see you guys is probably going to be us taking the supers off and spinning honey. So we're gonna continue to build our hives. We're gonna keep growing the colonies, and then we're gonna show you how we're gonna remove the supers, how we're gonna spin the honey, how we're gonna package it, how we're gonna do all that stuff. That will be our next video in our series of bee videos. So we had the first couple. This one is obviously adding the supers on, and then our last video is gonna be what happens at the end. So thanks for watching us through this whole process. Hopefully, I mean, at the beginning of this, I was super intimidated as to how this process works.
Cheers.
And clink. I was very apprehensive of this because I didn't really understand it. It is much, it's not simple, but it's much more like, it's like very common sense now, you know, of like, okay, they fill up one section, you got another section, you fill up another section. I'm hoping to make it like really clear and simplify how this works, because I think I was anxious in setting this up at the beginning. So hopefully this has helped some of you go, okay, I can totally do this. Like I can get a bee suit and buy some boxes, and I understand now exactly how this works. Well, this is pretty amazing to be here with all of these wonderful insects, isn't it? Okay, but before anybody forgets, you need to like and subscribe below, because you want to get more additional cool content just like this.